Minnesota has an abundance of talented musicians. Welcome to A Taste of Talent on the Road, where we will chat with Minnesota musicians of any genre, talking about their story and their music, shining a light on diversity in local music. I am your host, Jacob Woody. Let's find out what is vibing in the hearts and souls of Minnesota music. This is A Taste of Talent on the Road. Hey everybody, I'm Jacob Woody, and welcome to A Taste of Talent on the Road Season 2. I'm here with my good friend Blake Franklin. Thank you so much for joining. You can do your first song whenever you're ready.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jacob. I'm happy to be here.
Sounds good.
Deep inside there's a side of me. He goes by another identity. He lives like a man without self-control. He lives like a man without a soul. A dark reflection of my vanity, the opposite side of my sanity. You look at, won't let go, and I know I need to break away from the devil inside of me. Stay strong in the person I wanna be. The lie is dead and I'm born again, but I'm still asleep, and it's time for me to wake and split my split identity. Deep inside there's a side I hide, my Dr. Jekyll, his Mr. Hyde. We push and pull all through this life, a balance on the edge of a knife. I feel him twist my yang and yin, and I become my evil twin. But I know I'm worth so much more without his lie, so tonight I'm gonna break away from the devil inside of me. Stay strong in the person I wanna be. The lie is dead and I'm born again, but I'm still asleep, and it's time for me to wake and split my split identity. I'm cutting out this parasite. No more lies, I'm burning bright. I got a new life, I got a new life. Cutting out this parasite. No more lies, I'm burning bright. I got a new life, I got a new life. Cutting out this parasite. No more lies, I'm burning bright. I got a new life, got a new life, got a new life, got a new life. Break away from the devil inside of me. Stay strong in the person I wanna be. The lie is dead and I'm born again, but I'm still asleep, and it's time for me to break away from the devil inside of me. Stay strong in the person I wanna be. The lie is dead and I'm born again, but I'm still asleep, and it's time for me to wake and split my split identity.
Blake, how have you been doing? It's been way too long since we got to talk.
It absolutely has. I've been doing very, very good. I actually just released a new album about a week ago. This song is actually off of that album. Super excited to be here with you today talking about it.
Hey, I'm excited to have you, and finally we can make this work. Because you were going to play on the last Taste Talent we were going to do, but course, COVID had to come on and mess everything up, but I'm happy that we get to sit down and do this. I've been looking forward to it. And yes, we'll talk about the album. We will get there. But yeah, it's been forever. How things been going? Songwriting, I'm guessing doing, what else you been going on? Like any, we just talked about the album. Any music video kind of stuff? Anything like that? Or
haven't done any music videos or anything like that recently, but COVID was a little bit of a blessing in disguise for my music writing. Sure. I've written many, many, many songs over the course of COVID. I actually lost track of how many I've written.
Oh, okay.
But it allowed me to really get back into the craft of songwriting, and I found a whole new way of writing songs that it just kind of expanded my arsenal, and it was really eye-opening for me.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll just dive right into it and go way, way back. What gave you your love for music?
You know, growing up, both my grandparents were avid musicians. My grandpa on my dad's side played the violin, and on my mom's side, my grandpa played the accordion, and so I got a love of music from both of them early on. Somewhere along the line, I found the guitar, and it spoke to me, and
Sure.
I never looked back since.
Yeah, I love that. You got your own voice on your guitar. So who taught you how to play that then?
I took guitar lessons from a man named John Hutchinson in Detroit Lakes. He was a fantastic teacher. You know, I think the best thing about learning from Hutch is that he taught me what I wanted to play. You know, you go through a lot of the music instructions. They teach you how to play things like Hot Cross Buns, Mary Had a Little Lamb, starting off. One of the first songs that Hutch taught me how to play was Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. I was not very good at it.
It does not surprise me about him.
I was not very good at it, but the thing is that I learned it my way, and I absolutely loved every second of it.
Yeah, love it. Yes, you and I both kind of stem a little bit from good old Mr. Jack, as most say, but yeah, he's a great guy. He really is. And now, did you just did like your parents find him out, or did you have like a friend recommend him to you? Or
one of my best friends actually, he took lessons from him as well.
Sure.
And so I was recommended to Hutch through him.
Yeah.
I had tried taking a couple beginners courses before. Nothing really stuck. I always knew that I really wanted to do guitar. I tried taking piano lessons, didn't work out. I tried a couple of community courses for guitar. None of that worked. And then Hutch came along and everything just clicked. He really helped me find my musical voice.
He has an art with that stuff too, because I mean, I never really had real lessons with him, but just like figuring out solos and stuff and recording with him, it's just a fun time.
It really is.
I mean, we're not here to blow smoke up his butt, but you know, you kind of have to if you bring him up in a conversation because he likes it. He needs it. He needs it. You know. Who's your favorite artist then?
You know, growing up, my favorite artist was probably Toby Mac. There's a number of different artists that I listen to. I listen to music in every single genre out there. I listen to country, rock, pop. I listen to rap. I listen to metal. Interestingly enough, all of that influences my writing. Yeah, but if I had to pick one artist, it was probably Toby Mac. And the biggest reason for that is because he didn't fit into any one genre. If you listen to any of his music, he takes multiple genres and he blends them almost effortlessly. It's really amazing to listen to.
And it is also really nice to get inspiration from those kind of guys too, because then you're not labeled, you know. And then if you are, you have to stick with a certain standard. But if you're not, you can kind of do whatever you want to do, which is kind of freeing. It's nice.
Exactly, and that's kind of how I want my music to be. My latest projects have been a little bit more acoustic rock, but eventually I want to branch out into everything. Interestingly enough, I'm actually in the middle of writing a rap song. It'll probably never see the light of day because I cannot rap and I wouldn't do that to the world. But
sure. Well, you got either slow rap or fast rap.
Yep.
You know, I couldn't do the. I can't do the fast. I don't know what it is. I'm not, and then again, I'm not really a rap guy. But is yours the slow or fast variety, or what are you trying to do?
The one that I'm writing is definitely the slower variety.
Sure.
It's more guitar based. It's a very, very basic,
very,
very basic rap beat. So I'm not doing anything too crazy or anything like that.
Okay.
But that's just another way that my music it pulls from all areas
Sure.
of music. I listen to rap, I listen to rock, metal. It all influences my style.
A wide variety, and it's great. Yeah, and I mean, it does come out in your songs too. Just by that one, and of course, I mean, I've heard you with other stuff too, but that's kind of also the good thing. I mean, you can kind of pick up on your inspiration just by hearing a song of yours, and that's I think pretty common with a lot of musicians, which is kind of a reason why we do what we do, because we're not really paying homage, we're making our own story, but some of them creep in here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. There's one song that I'll play for you in a little bit where I actually honor a couple of my favorite songs that have inspired me.
Perfect. Yeah.
And I actually pull pieces of their material into my song just to show how they've influenced me and how I honor that.
I know that. God, now I'm blanking on the name that the little band that you guys started.
Scale Shed.
Scale Shed. Yes. Yeah. So what was the story behind that? What got that going?
So me, two of my buddies, we all took lessons from Hutch. It was me, Simon Stanky, and Isaac Leggy. We were the Three Musketeers. We played together all the time. We actually first played together on a parade float, and then
yes.
Yeah, so it was the Vergus Parade. I remember that gig so vividly. It was so much fun. But then somewhere along the line, I had ended up playing a gig with Taylor Duval, and it was the two of us and Hutch, and we started playing together, and we started working really, really well together.
Right.
And eventually, I'm not sure when it happened, but eventually she came into the picture with myself, Simon, and Isaac. Well, I'm a pretty low maintenance guy. I don't need much for a real good time. Barbecue and southern blues under the blue sky. Yeah, that's right. Pontiac and an open road. Where we're going nobody knows. Full tank of gas and the top pulled down, chasing the sun. Some people say heaven is a place in the clouds, but if I were an angel, I'd still wanna be down by the lake in the heat of the fire, a million stars and an old guitar. I keep on playing 'cause they keep on saying just one more song. Something about those summer days just seems to make everything okay. All I know, I won't think twice. The summer is my paradise. Sunny day out on the lake, water skis and a perfect wake, gliding out across the waves, it feels so right. Well, I don't need money and I don't need fame, I just need time to stake my claim. The summer days, they go by so fast, don't waste your time. Some people say heaven is a place in the clouds, but if I were an angel, I'd still wanna be down by the lake in the heat of the fire, a million stars and an old guitar. I keep on playing 'cause I keep on saying just one more song. Something about those summer days just seems to make everything okay. All I know, I won't think twice. The summer is my paradise. Some people say heaven is a place in the clouds, but if I were an angel, I'd still wanna be down by the lake in the heat of the fire, a million stars and an old guitar. I keep on playing 'cause I keep on saying just one more song. Something about those summer days just seems to make everything okay. All I know, I won't think twice. The summer is my paradise. All I know, I won't think twice. The summer is my paradise.
Who in that world influenced you? Because I mean, it seemed to be a little bit more of the newer side country. I'm on the older side, but that's me.
Sure.
But who was a big influence in the country world for you?
I would say Jake Owen, Keith Urban.
Okay.
I would say especially Keith Urban.
Yeah.
My favorite song when I was a kid was "Somebody Like You" by Keith Urban.
Sure.
And so that was one of my favorite. Even today, that's one of my favorite songs to play. Just that little. That little riff gets me going every single time. It's so much fun.
Right.
He's such a fun artist to play.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I agree. We were talking a little bit about Skillshed, and that's where we kind of started to meet. Because did we open or did we perform with Chris Koza in Rogue Valley? I don't remember.
We opened for them.
Yeah, you guys opened and then did a song with them, and then I did a song with them in my own. Yeah, that's what it was. I'm like, what happened that day? That was so long ago. But yeah, that's where we kind of crossed paths, and thank goodness we did.
Absolutely.
And ever since then, I personally think, you've been crushing it. It's been awesome doing a whole bunch of performances and getting out there. Let's talk a little bit about your songwriting, your abilities there, because as you were mentioning, COVID was kind of blessing in disguise when it came to how you craft songs and all of that. So what was the big shift? Like, what really made you think, oh, maybe I should try it this way?
Interestingly enough, we were talking about rap music a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of songs that I was really starting to listen to rap a little bit during COVID.
Okay.
And I started realizing that I can space out my lyrics just a little bit differently. That's not 100% uniform.
Yeah.
And that part of it really came from rap music. And so once I realized that, I started spacing up my chords differently and my tempos differently, and that whole shift kind of started there with rap music. And then I've gotten back more into quite a bit of rock music, and that's all of that has kind of blended into my recording style.
Wow. Okay, so it's mostly been like the style you want to write for, and not necessarily the literary devices, or or is it really both?
It's a little bit of both. I would say I'm using the literary devices from other genres and things like that into my music, and then, of course, my different songs and things like that, they'll each reflect those different, what's the word I'm looking for, those genres. They tend to come out more as you do that. So if you try to pull one piece from a genre and try and put it in, more is going to come with it. And so it just kind of helps evolve that music a little bit further and paints a little bit bigger picture overall.
I like that. Yeah, pull one, the more will follow. I like that. What gets you really inspired to write then? Because songwriting's a weird ball game that I still don't really understand, even though I've written a couple. But it's so weird because inspiration will spark at the weirdest times, and you'll get an idea for something that isn't in your arsenal to write for or something like that. How do you combat that stuff? How do you get inspired to write? Like long walks in the woods? What kind of helps you get in the zone, if you will?
For me, when I'm writing a song, it comes from a place of just pure emotion. So I'll be in a situation where maybe I'll hear a phrase or something like that, and for whatever reason it just connects with me. Like the other day I happened to get a fortune cookie of all things, and the title, it said, "There are no such thing as ordinary moments," and that phrase, ordinary moments, really stuck with me. And so I haven't finished it yet, but I've been working on a song kind of around that theme of ordinary moments. And so it comes in concepts almost, and I develop a song around a concept, and that's where my style comes from.
So then it's mostly just something that happens. Do you also get the other side where it's where you're kind of just strumming on your guitar, just something random, and then something will trigger it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the music side of it for me. So when I write, I have two sides of it. The lyrics come from one place, and the music usually comes from another place. Or sometimes it'll be the two in one, where I'll play a certain chord a certain way. And that chord will trigger a feeling. So like for me, the D minor chord, kind of a creepy chord, it inspired me to write the introductory song on my album called Monster. And the entire introduction came from that one chord there, and it was all based off of one chord.
Wow. God, that's fascinating. I've always found because the reason why I really like this show is I get to hear other musicians' ways that they write their songs, because everyone's different. And I mean, yeah, just I guess one little thing helps with. Okay, I like it. I don't know. It's nice to hear different ways of doing things.
Car won't start, I'm late for work. Spill coffee down my shirt. I hit my head and I stub my toe. On days like this, I need to know, why do these things keep going on? One by one they pile on. Almost be funny if it wasn't a pain. I got a headache and I'm going insane, but I won't let it bring me down. 'Cause God, I know that you made everything for a reason. When my Monday lasts all week long and my bad luck still going strong, you remind me that I am in your hands. It's a part of your plan. Still, why do these things keep going on? One by one they pile on. Almost be funny if it wasn't a pain. Got a headache and I'm going insane, but I won't let it bring me down. 'Cause God, I know that you made everything for a reason. Why do these things keep going on? One by one they pile on. Almost be funny if it wasn't a pain. Got a headache and I'm going insane, but I won't let it bring me down. 'Cause God, I know that you made everything for a reason.
You're tuned into A Taste of Talent on the Road Season 2. I'm sitting here with Blake Franklin, a Minnesota musician, and I am so happy for you to be here, honestly. Now I think the main attraction has come. Let's talk about the album. You just released this whole thing. How long did it take you to work on this?
I've probably spent a year actively working to get everything recorded, promoted, all that kind of stuff. I've been writing the songs as a whole for probably 2, maybe even 3 years. So this is a long time.
Wow, a long time coming. Projects. Okay, dang. And how many songs are on it?
So I like to say there's 5.5 songs on it. So there's 5 full-length songs, and then as I mentioned a little bit earlier on the show, there's an introductory song that I just couldn't find a full song within it, but it was important enough to the theme of the album that it had to be on there.
Oh, okay. That's cool. What was this something that you've been trying to get for? Is this your first one?
This is my first big album that I've put out into the world.
Wow! And did you record this on your own, or?
I have a buddy that I graduated high school with. His name is Isaiah. He has a small production studio that he does, and so he and I kind of worked together on this to put this album out there. He actually records the piano parts for my album.
Okay. Cool, and I hate to say it, but I have not had the chance to listen to it yet. I have seen all over social media, and I mean, hell, the pictures just look awesome. Those are just so cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I'm super excited to hopefully listen to it. Are you doing physical copies, or are you doing just totally online kind of stuff?
At this point in time, it's only a digital release. However, down the line, I do definitely want to have a physical album.
Sure.
It should be, I'm hoping within the next month or so, we'll have a couple of those ready to go. But just kind of starting off with a streaming release mainly, then kind of going from there.
So cool. And I bet it feels good, though. You know, there's so much work to get it through, and now it's done. And now you just kind of reap the rewards of all the whole hard work.
It really does. This has been something that it's been a dream of mine for years to put this out there. And it's so cool to have a song that we were talking about earlier. You write this song from scratch, and to see it brought out to life, and to hear different musicians working on it and recording different parts for it, to hear that all stretched out and brought into a full album, there's nothing like it.
Right, and have the different musicians communicate musically. I mean, there's some magical moments I'm sure that have happened in all the recording sessions. Like, oh, that was cool. Do that again. You know, but then it's like, well, what did I do? But that's awesome. I'm really proud of you for doing that, because it is hard work to get those things going. But good for you for doing it, and I hope more success to come. That's going to be awesome. I'm guessing also, because something that you do really well with your songwriting is there's also maybe slight, but maybe more than slight gospel aspect to it, religious aspect.
My faith plays a giant part in a lot of my songwriting, and the songs I'm going to be playing up here in a little bit, that's going to shine quite a bit more.
Okay.
And so a big part of this upcoming song is doing what we're called to do instead of wasting our lives doing some menial job or chasing a rat race that we can't win. And it's kind of about the only way to win the game is to not play the game in the first place. Why are we playing a game that we can't win, that really has no benefit for us, when there's a bigger race that we can be running?
So what's kind of the big dream, big kind of goal that you want to try and achieve? You've already got the album, you got that down. Is there a certain stage or something not unfathomable, but that'll take a big accomplishment, a lot of work to get there?
The Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl halftime show?
Halftime show. Super Bowl halftime show.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
Yeah. I say that jokingly, obviously, but ever since a young age, watching the Super Bowl halftime show, I've always thought that's one of the coolest things to watch. You just see these musicians, these incredible artists, and they're putting on these incredible shows with the lights, these different songs. They're doing so much with it. I've always thought it would be so much fun to do that. A more serious answer, though, honestly, I just love writing music. And so for me, I just want the ability to write, to produce more of these songs, and just the ability to put these songs, stretch them out into full albums like I've done in this last one, have other musicians work on them, and really make them full songs. That's something that I want to see with most of my songs. Sure,
and I'm guessing it's also important, because I can relate with this, to have that little community that your close friends that you're working on this project with, and working together, and it just become closer because of it. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the musicians, I mentioned my buddy Isaiah earlier, a lot of the musicians that we hired for this project were close friends of his, and I've gotten to know them and listen to some of their work.
Networking's huge.
Networking is a big thing, and so getting that chance to see these different artists working on my song and seeing what they bring to the table, and just having that network of close musician friends to talk about it. It's a game changer.
It is a game changer, and it's extremely important. I wouldn't be able to do this show without the ones I have, so there we go. Now, this may be embarrassing for me to say, but yes, I am American, but I've never seen a Super Bowl. So this halftime show, I wish I could relate, but I don't know why I would be able to relate. So is there? So that's just because of how you watch it all the time as through life, I'm guessing.
Yeah, the first one amazing.
That what am I trying to say? To be honest, I don't know, but yeah, it's interesting that you say the Super Bowl, though, because I don't really know much about it. So
for me, I think the first Super Bowl that unprofessional.
I know. So
for me, the first Super Bowl that I really watched the halftime show was when Bruno Mars did the halftime show, and he came out in this gold suit, and he had these trumpets all playing, all these musicians playing. He comes out with these drums, and it's the whole thing, it's a show, it's spectacle, but it's all centered around music, and at least that's how I saw it. And so to put on just this incredible show of your best works, it just seems so cool to me.
Nice. Yeah, see, I've never been one for sports, so I've always just, I guess I should have watched at least the halftime, but I don't know. Anyway.
I'm not a sports guy either. I watch for the commercials and for the halftime show.
Now, the commercials, I watch the next day.
There you go.
And there are some that are funny. I do like some of those. Those are fun.
Touche.
Now, forgive me if this is a weird topic to talk about, but I've known you for quite a while, and a big journey of yours is, how do I put it, getting in shape.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
absolutely.
What was that journey like? Because, I mean, personally, I'm trying to go down that road, and it's pretty difficult, but I've been working hard at it. So what was your journey like, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually started getting into shape about 4 years ago. I've actually lost, the scale has dropped about 70 pounds, basically, for me.
Wow. Okay,
a healthy
congrats.
guess is that I've probably lost about 100 pounds of fat, and then I put on a lot of muscle along with it.
Sure. Well, congrats. Wow.
Yeah, thank you so much. For me, it started about 4 years ago, and I looked in the mirror one day. I was weighing way more than I ever did, and I was just not happy with it. And so I'm a big fan of like superhero movies and comic books, all that kind of stuff. You see all these transformations, like Chris Pratt when he lost a ton of weight for the Guardians of the Galaxy and things like that. It happened to be a Facebook ad of all things, and it was a guy talking about what's called intermittent fasting, and that's basically what Chris Pratt used. A lot of those stars have used that.
Sure.
And so I decided, what the heck, I'd give it a try, and I basically started, and I did not stop, and it's been absolutely life-changing.
Wow. Have you written a song about it?
I have not directly written a song about the weight loss part of it, but a number of the songs that I've been working on since going through that have been related to themes of pushing on, never giving up, fighting hard. There's one song in particular that I'm working on right now. It's called the Elephant Song, and it's based...
Okay.
It's based on, I think it was a Navy SEAL motto, 1 bite at a time is how you eat an elephant. And so that's the whole theme of that song. And so until I have a better name for it, it's lovingly called the Elephant Song.
I like that, though. Yeah. And see, those kind of things, when it comes to someone, just their little quote, especially when it's like a motivational speaker, it makes you think, and it makes you, want to write a song about it. So I get that completely. And I like it, 1 bite at a time. I like it. Yeah, just one day at a time. Just keep going at it, Yeah. You can probably even say that same on songwriting. You get better if you keep doing it. With anything in life, as long as you keep going, you're going to master it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's been for me, for the weight loss, for just even as a musician growing, to see where I was just a couple of years ago, and to see like how far my skills have come. It's practice, it's practice, it's practice. It's simple, it's just not always easy.
Right. Yep. Practice is usually not easy.
I've done a million things all wrong, walking through this life. So please give me the strength I need to do this one thing right. I try so hard, I hold so long to keep that fire alive. But I'm alone again and weakness breaks in. I feel my mind start wandering, but I can't give up now. To be strong I vow. I'll sing this song and pray it don't end, 'cause I can't face my demons again. Lord, help me to finally be free and put that bottle down tonight. I've been chasing this high for far too long, and now I fear I'm too far gone. Lord, help me to hold on tight and put that bottle down tonight. And put that bottle down tonight. And sober seems like a miracle word, but one not meant for me. It only takes 1 minute, my guard is down and I lose all sanity. So before my mind breaks, this weight, Lord, please take it. I'll sing this song and pray it don't end, 'cause I can't face my demons again. Lord, help me to finally be free and put that bottle down tonight. I've been chasing this high for far too long, and now I fear I'm too far gone. Lord, help me to hold on tight and put that bottle down tonight. And put that bottle down. So before the blood inside my skin turns all black from all my sin, before the darkness takes a hold, before I feel the monster walk again, I won't give up, I won't give in. I'll keep fighting and I'll win. Whenever I fall, I'll rise again. I'll keep on believing. I'll sing this song and pray it don't end, 'cause I can't face my demons again. Lord, help me to finally be free and put that bottle down tonight. I've been chasing this high for far too long, and now I fear I'm too far gone. Lord, help me to hold on tight and put that bottle down tonight. I'm gonna sing this song and pray it don't end, 'cause I can't face my demons again. Lord, help me to finally be free and put that bottle down tonight. I've been chasing this high far too long, and now I fear I'm too far gone. Lord, help me to hold on tight and put that bottle down tonight. Put that bottle down tonight. Put that bottle down tonight. I won't go into the specifics of this, but I am actually a recovered, however you want to say it, addict. And so for me, a big part of this album is the journey from darkness to light. And I wrote this album with the hope of reaching out to others who are kind of in that situation with whatever addiction they might be in. For me, for the longest time, it was my addiction. I kept it to myself. It was a secret. And the second that I started to let people in, light started to break through the cracks, and more those walls started to come down, and that was the key to my sobriety. Yeah. And so Bottle Down, obviously that's a reference to alcohol. For me, it wasn't alcohol, but that's what a lot of people consider when they think of addiction. Mm-hmm. And so whatever your bottle is, it's a encouragement to stay strong through that temptation and continue to fight on.
Yeah, and break that vicious cycle.
Break the cycle,
because
exactly.
I personally haven't experienced that, but I know people who have, and that old saying is just true. What the person starts drinking out of the bottle, then eventually the bottle starts drinking out of him, and it's bad news bears from there on out. But so congratulations on that.
Well, thank you so much.
How long has it been, sobriety?
Man, I've lost track. It's been a couple months now. I'd say at least 3-4 months.
Well, congratulations.
Sober.
That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Because that's also another thing. That's no small task. With the breaking the addiction, losing weight, even what you can relate with the album, it's something that shouldn't be taken lightly. Mm-hmm. So really, congrats, honestly.
Thank you so much. I've got a counter on my phone that helps me keep track down to the second. And I used to check it every single day and just kind of watch it. But the more I go on, it's a pretty amazing thing. It's like I don't need to look at this anymore. I'm free of it.
Perfect. I love that. Cool. I love to hear that. That's awesome. And I'm sure as you've realized through music, but probably through this journey, is that foundation, that support system is extremely important.
Absolutely.
Like you said, your friends were helping you with that, which, if it wasn't for them, who knows? That's good to have those kind of people.
Yeah. For me, it's the people that I let in, the closest people to my life. Every person that I talk to about it, the more that I shine a light on it, the more that it doesn't control me, the more it fades away. It thrives in darkness, and so if you shine on it, it withers away and dies. And it's such a cool thing. I'm not ashamed of it. The guilt and shame is what'll eat it up a lot of times, and honestly, the guilt and shame is what goes back and repeats that cycle.
Yep.
So breaking that is one of the first steps.
Perfect. Yep. It honestly, it truly is. Well, anyway, we're almost out of time, but I just want to real quick again mention where we can find your music. Yeah. Where was it again? So you're on possibly Spotify?
I'm on Spotify. I'm
Pandora?
on Apple Music. I believe I'm on Pandora. I believe on Amazon
I know that
Music.
one's a difficult one to get onto.
Yep. I should be on all the major platforms. So I was distributed through DistroKid, and so basically everything that they have access to.
Anything else you want to mention? Anything else that's coming up? Anything we haven't talked about that you'd like to? Anything like that?
I think we've covered most of it. I've got one more song that I can play for you guys here in a moment if you'd like to hear that.
Well, of course.
I think a big thing that I'd like to say is just thank you to everyone who's supported me throughout the creation of this album and who's just supported me on my journey to get to this point.
Totally.
It's pretty cool to see some of the love that I've gotten from this album. And I got a couple of text messages from some distant friends I haven't talked to in years. They reached out to me after hearing about this album and what it was about, and it's so cool to see. The more that we stand in solidarity, I guess is the word, the more that those problems fade. Mm-hmm.
And another thing to kind of talk about COVID blessing in disguise kind of thing, what you're kind of starting to see, and I'm honestly excited about it, is kind of another renaissance. People realize the value of music and the value of friendships, really, and relationships. So, and I personally love seeing it. And our generation's kind of on that forefront. We're like, no, this is important to us, so it's going to be cared about. And and with your album, that's probably something that you're doing well. So a
big thing people talk about, it's important to be physically healthy, financially healthy. A lot of times it's a big thing today. Mental health is one of the things that often gets forgotten, and for me at least, music is one of the best solutions to that problem. Writing music, listening to music in any capacity, it helps alleviate some of that frustration in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah, and I guess songwriting too. You can just feel better after playing guitar.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You can just tell your sorrows to it, and there's your song. But then you feel better. It's 100%. A magical thing, and that's kind of why I've decided to go as a music degree, because it's magical. It'll cure things medicine never will, and it's interesting for that. Like with music therapy. Anyway, I'm going down that rabbit hole. Really, Blake, really, thank you very much for coming on the show. I highly appreciate it. I had a ball. I hope you did too. And yeah, so feel free to look him up. And if you get a chance to see him in person, you owe it to yourself. You won't regret it. It's always awesome. So with that being said, if there's nothing else that you have in mind, let's hear that last tune. And thank you all very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Jacob Woody. This is Taste of Talent on the Road. This is Blake Franklin.
Searching for a reason not to give in, but I've been blinded and I've fallen down again. The enemy is laughing all over me, and I still have faith, but I don't feel you around me. It hurts right now. My head is spinning around, but I won't give up, and you'll never let me down. I won't give up, I won't give in. Well, I'll keep fighting, I will win. And I'll fall, I'll rise, I'll keep on believing. And I know that it sounds crazy, but you told me you'll never give me more than I can bear. You're always there to pull me through. You're the angel on my shoulder. the angel on my shoulder, yeah. Searching for a reason to keep up the fight, but everything is twisted and nothing ever feels right. David and Goliath is my reality, but I still have faith that you'll bring me the victory, the victory. It hurts right now, my faith is wearing thin, but when I fall apart, you come save me again. I won't give up, I won't give in, I'll keep fighting, I will win. I'll fall, I'll rise, I'll keep on believing. And I know that it sounds crazy, but you told me you'll never give me more than I can bear. You're always there to pull me through, you're the angel on my shoulder. The angel on my shoulder, yeah. It may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by you. It may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by you. It may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by you. It may look like I'm surrounded, but I'm surrounded by. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. High above it all, victorious, victorious. I can face it all, victorious, victorious. High above it all, victorious, victorious. I can face it all, victorious, victorious. I won't give up, I won't give in, I'll keep fighting, I will win. I'll fall, I'll rise, I'll keep on believing. And I know that it sounds crazy, but you told me you'll never give me more than I can bear. You're always there to pull me through, you're the angel on my shoulder. The angel on my shoulder, yeah. On my shoulder. On my shoulder.
The following program has been brought to you by the Minnesota Arts, Cultural, and Heritage Fund. If you like what you hear and like to hear more, you can check out nijiradio.org or prx.org. I am Jacob Woody, and you've been listening to A Taste of Talent on the Road. Thank you so much for your time.